for the pasta dough, 150 grams of refined flour and 50 grams of whole wheat flour. Make a well in the middle. And since we are making a traditional pasta dough, I'll be using 2 free-range eggs. And if you're a vegetarian, you can just skip the eggs and add in water and get the consistency which I'll show you in a bit. So crack in 2 eggs. And as far as you can, try to use a fork and just keep adding the flour in the egg mixture slowly and keep binding it. Now once the dough starts getting dry, use your hands and just get all the flour in the mixture. And this dough will feed about 4 people. Now at this point, if you think your dough is getting a little too stiff and dried up, you can use a touch of water, not much, just a little bit, so that the dough comes together, and just keep kneading it. Now the dough is coming together, and see, when we stretch it, it should have these rough inside parts. It shouldn't be very smooth. It should be grainy and look rustic. So just get it back together and pull it. Get it back together, pull it, hold it with one hand and stretch it with another hand. Let it break, it's okay. Just take it back together and keep kneading it till it becomes a soft and smooth ball. So now you see the dough has become a smooth round ball, and now what we'll do is wrap this in a clean plastic wrap and keep it in the fridge to chill for about 10 to 15 minutes. So for the stuffing, I'm making ricotta and spinach mix. For it I have some paprika, some oregano, some olives, basil and garlic, and I have 400 grams of ricotta and 100 grams of blanched spinach. So let's start with some blanched spinach. I'm chopping up some blanched spinach a little fine. Now add it to the mixture. Now take a few olives and chop them up. Don't bother chopping it finely, just give it a rough chop and add it to the mixture. I'm adding 3 cloves of garlic, giving it a rough smash and crush it in a garlic crusher. Now I'm adding a teaspoon of dried oregano and a teaspoon of paprika. You can adjust the heat as per your taste. And some salt. Keep in mind the ricotta is already quite salty, so keep a balance in the salt level. Now I'm taking a few basil leaves, rolling it and giving it a fine chop. Add this basil in your mixture and mix it all together. Now add in just a little touch of extra virgin olive oil for some taste. That's enough. And mix it all together. So now that the mixture is ready, let's move on to our pasta. So now the dough has been resting in the fridge for 10 minutes. Now let's get it into shape. So I'm removing it from the thin film, adding in some, and lightly roll it with a rolling pin. So now I have a pasta rolling machine, but if you don't have one, you can just use your rolling pin and make it thin and thin till it's as small as a 1 rupee coin. Now dust some flour on your dough and a little flour on your machine. Set your pasta rolling machine on the fattest setting, the last setting, and start rolling it. Now as it gets thin, gradually decrease the setting of your pasta machine and continue. Now for the last rolling. And to make sure it's thin enough, lay it on the board and blow between the table and the pasta sheet. And if it flies, then it's ready. Yeah, that's ready. Now trim the edges from both the ends. And start stuffing our filling. So take a spoonful of our stuffing and put it on the other half of the pasta sheet. Keep some space on the end of the pasta sheet and do the same for the rest. Now lightly brush the edges of each ravioli stuffing with water. If you want, you can even use egg wash or some milk to seal it, but I'm using just plain water. Now carefully lift the other end and place it over the stuffing and start packing it. Carefully press it and tighten each packet. Now take a cutter and cut each ravioli and carefully trim each of its edges. Now I've kept a pot of boiling water and add in a good amount of salt to season the water. Now carefully add in each ravioli in the boiling water. So boil the pasta for about 7 to 8 minutes, and once it starts floating, it's done. Now for the pasta sauce, I'm using my homemade marinara sauce. If you want to see the recipe to this sauce, the link is in the description down below, or click the I button. So I'm taking a few spoonfuls of my marinara sauce and adding in a few spoons of the pasta water. Now mix this well. Gently simmer the sauce, and once it gets bubbly, start adding your raviolis one by one. Drain the ravioli and add it to the sauce. Now cook the pasta in the sauce for just 1 or 2 minutes and let the pasta and the sauce romance with each other. Now for the plating, a little bit of sauce and then our sumptuous raviolis. Generous grating of parmesan, and top it with some fresh basil leaves. So that, my friends, is my way of raviolis. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, share this recipe with your friends, and if you tried it, let me know in the comments down below. See you people, bye.